come to the floor today to address a very serious accusation leveled yesterday against Republican members of this body by the Democratic whip, the senator from Illinois. And I do with some regret. The senator from Illinois and I have been friends for many, many years. We served in the House together and here in this body and have worked together. And that's why I was so surprised and disappointed in the comments that he made yesterday on the floor of the Senate. Comments that are totally inappropriate to be made on the floor of the Senate. My colleague from Illinois said, and I quote, "Republican Majority Leader announced that he was going to hold this nomination of Loretta Lynch until the bill, which is pending before the Senate, passes, whenever that may be." And then he went on to say, and so Loretta Lynch, the first African-American woman nominated to be Attorney General, is asked to sit in the back of the bus when it comes to the Senate calendar. That is unfair, it's unjust, it's beneath the decorum and dignity of the United States Senate. What is beneath the decorum and dignity of the United States Senate, I would say to the senator from Illinois, is for him to come to this floor and use that imagery and suggest that racist tactics are being employed to delay Ms. Lynch's confirmation vote. Such inflammatory rhetoric has no place in this body and serves no purpose other than to further divide us. Perhaps my colleagues and the senator from Illinois in particular need to be reminded of their own record when it comes to the treatment of African-American women whose nominations were before this body. In 2012, Janice Rogers Brown, an African-American, was nominated to serve on the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia, a court that had never included an African-American woman judge. The senator from Illinois voted to filibuster her nomination in 2003 and again in 2005, when she was finally confirmed after waiting 684 days. The senator from Illinois voted against the historic nomination. I would never suggest, even with veiled rhetoric, that Judge Rogers Brown race was the reason for the senator from Illinois' opposition to her nomination. And he should extend, I say to my colleague from Illinois, he should extend that same courtesy to me and my colleagues. I'd also like to remind the senator from Illinois about how we were able to fill vacancies in the U.S. District Court of Arizona last year, effectively alleviating a judicial emergency. With tremendous bipartisan support and the nominations of Senator Flake and myself, we confirmed a diverse and historic slate of 6 nominees, which included a Hispanic, an African-American, and the first Native American woman ever to serve on the federal bench. But their race had nothing to do with their successful confirmations, just as Ms. Lynch's race should have no impact on her consideration in this body. Those 6 judges were approved by this body because each of them had shown a commitment to justice, public service, and the people of Arizona. Each also had demonstrated the judicial temperament and professional demeanor necessary to serve with integrity. I further point out to the senator from Illinois that at no time has the majority leader ever indicated that he would not bring the Lynch nomination to the floor. In fact, the opposite is true. We've made it very clear time and again that we will consider the Lynch nomination once we have disposed of the bipartisan trafficking bill. Had the senator from Illinois and my colleagues on the other side of the aisle not filibustered this bill over a manufactured crisis, we could have considered the Lynch nomination this week. They chose otherwise. I deeply regret that the senator from Illinois chose to come here yesterday and question the integrity and motivation, mine and my Republican colleagues. It was offensive and unnecessary, and I think he owes this body, Ms. Lynch, and all Americans an apology. Mr. President, I yield the floor.